What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. You know we are talking about the Royal Rundown, hosted by myself, SERG VICENTE, and my sister from another mister. She holds it down, essentially like the manager. She is the Rhea Ripley of the show because, yes, we are heels. Miss Dre Day. What is going on, Miss Dre Day? What is up?
Yo, I finished my workout. I'm feeling real Rhea Ripley-ish right now.
You know what I'm saying? Gym and shit, rocked up. We see you feeling brolic. Okay.
You're about to be real strong up in here again.
There we go.
Wait on it.
Well, thank you for everybody who's watching live. Even if you're not watching live, you are listening to the wonderful sounds of our silk and sultry voices on the interwebs and on the podcast variations. Thank you so much for joining us here live, especially watching on none other than the fastest growing network in all of combat sports. You know we are talking about the Scrap News. Scrap News. Check out the Scrap News everywhere. For the absolute best in combat sports journalism. In combat sports. Check them out today. Absolutely. All right. Let's get it cracking.
Now that we have our whispers in the dark voices out of the way.
Whispers in the dark. Yo, if you are from Chicago or anywhere, man, tell them
95.
That's the shit. Come on. What? Look, listen to that at night. Any Quiet Storm. I used to sit there at night by myself. I literally just on some real high school kid shit, right? Like I lived in the basement of my parents' house. I had the little sitting there at night singing R&B by myself, like the Pisces that I am, like embracing every bit of it.
Gang. That's right. You was in there singing that 3-piece with your full throat, with the whole thing,
every little bit of it. Come on, I was there singing the shit out of it. Yo, to the point that I used to have homies for when girls used to have birthdays. They'd be like, okay, do me a favor, fam. Yo, I
make
need
you
to
a
sing her happy birthday.
Oh,
sing happy birthday.
Oh, you got the vocals?
These dudes didn't even sing happy birthday. They made me sing happy birthday.
Let me find out Serge got the vocals.
Yeah.
Let me find out.
I used to be able to do this.
He just hiding talents left and right, y'all.
I used to do. I was a soloist for the Chicago Boy Choir for years. Yes.
Y'all, this is a Royal Rundown exclusive right now. Serge got the vocals.
I used to do this. You think I be fucking around? You hear the little in the background sometimes.
Okay. Like, you know what? We're gonna have to. When I go to LA to visit, when I come to LA to visit, you, me, and the first lady, we're going to have to go and get some karaoke cracking because now I got to see this. I got to hear this. I got to see this. Because, your girl got to alto herself, just a little bit. Just a little.
We see you.
I carry, as my mama would say, I carry a tune in a bucket a little bit. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
A tune in a bucket a little bit.
She is very Kentucky. My parents are very, very Kentucky.
Look, my dad's from Atlanta. I get it. All right. I definitely get it. I still be telling people my hand's too little. I don't like some shit. If I tell them I don't like something, I don't like it. But like, you know what, fam? My hand's too little. I have big ass hands, but in this sense, my hands is far too fucking little. All right. Look, we got some pro wrestling to talk about.
We got stuff to talk about,
there's some stuff. And I'll say this, and I want to kick it off with this a little bit because I've been a little harsh. Mind you, I have been. And you know what? Maybe I've been a prisoner for the moment. Dre, look, you tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Because ever since Trips has come back, we're talking about Paul Levesque, Triple H himself. You know what I'm saying? Is that not how you say his name? How the fuck I say his last name?
I think that's how you say it.
Okay, just making sure.
Speaking of, happy anniversary to Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. It's their 19th wedding anniversary, I believe I saw on Instagram. Yeah. Shout out to them.
It started as a ruse. It started as a storyline.
As a work, if you will.
And they fell in love. Oh,
you got 2 Pisces on this. We love that. We also be like, that's so beautiful.
It just loves your heart. It warms your heart. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But look, man, ever since Trips has come back, home run after home run. He has not missed. And I don't care about the bizarro Simon Miller on What Culture going out there and having just the most negative take I've ever heard on any episode of Ups and Downs.
He's not meeting actual Simon Miller. Whoever is taking over for Simon this week is who he's referring to. I can't think of his name right now.
Simon. I can't think of his name right now.
God Almighty.
Salute to him.
Once for
and
What
all
Culture, we love y'all.
And people, we love them. But look, yes, they have a day or two, but aside from that, they've hit home runs after home run after home run. And maybe I've been caught up in the moment of the fun because they've been down for so long. Let me ask you this, and I'll pose the question this way. Has the WWE, since Triple H has come back, have they taken any shine away from what AEW was doing? Because it felt like they had some momentum.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it, is maybe taking some shine off of them. I think that we're having, us as wrestling fans and analysts, people who, watch this with an analytical brain as well as fans, right?
For sure.
I think there's a conundrum here, because we got to remember WWE had the monopoly for 20 some years, right? Mm-hmm. In terms of the North American market, obviously with no shade to any other company, but and we've been grading them on a curve because they've been A, by themselves for so long,
right,
and
right.
B, so bad for so long.
so very long.
And
Absolutely.
So anything that was at all entertaining, anything that was a little bit shocking, we graded it a little bit. We graded the whole kind of thing on a curve. And I think and I'm going to just throw out random numbers. If there's 5 matches on the card and 2 of them were good, we're like, great. This is a great show. Great pay-per-view.
That's a good, solid show. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Great,
you're really right.
Great show. Yeah. And so AEW comes along. They've had a great 3 years, right? Like, they come in and they're a breath of fresh air, ridiculously talented roster. And they're so different from WWE. And it's like, and so,
which is nice.
Which is nice, right? We get variety is amazing. We all love choices. So you have that, and then you get this past year. This year, 2022 of AEW has been a little bit of exciting. It's been some turmoil backstage, right?
Exciting is a good way to put it. It has
like
been,
that?
You like
exciting.
It kept you on your toes, right? They're
very much
a little prickly, even.
Little prickly. And and of course, and let's be clear, Brawl Out wasn't the first thing that happened backstage at AEW, but it was definitely the most.
Yo, is that really the name of it now? They're calling it Brawl Out?
The streets is calling it Brawl Out. I'm going to call it Brawl Out.
Calling it Brawl Out.
And
I like it. I like it. Brawl Out it is. Brawl Out. Yes, we know what that Brawl Out. Yeah. Look,
the brawl after All Out, for the 2 people on earth who watch wrestling who don't know.
There was the Montreal Screwjob and the Brawl Out.
You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
So Brawl Out wasn't the first thing, but it was definitely the most high profile thing, right? You got CM Punk, biggest star in the company, right? Don't care if that's your opinion or not. That's just the truth, right? Biggest draw, highest paid, etc. Just winning your title. You've got the Elite and Kenny Omega, who are also EVPs, just won the trios titles. They get into big old brawl after the show, not to mention the preference conference and etc. Right? So that becomes this very big, very loud PR kind of nightmare, right, for Tony Khan. And then on top of that, you got the little one. You know what I'm saying? And then you've got some other stuff, right? Kind of talent talking about, or rumors of talent wanting to leave because Triple H is head of creative now, WWE, etc. So people start going, oh God, Tony Khan better get it together, or AEW is going to be like WCW. I call that a panic response, right? Because what ends up happening?
Prisoners of the moment,
prisoners of the moment. And so are we grading again? I say WWE, we've been grading on a curve because they were so bad for so long. Triple H comes in and adjusts the show pretty quickly. And night 1, we see significant changes, and they're good. You get this right around the same time, Brawl Out for AEW happening, and all of a sudden it feels like there's chaos happening backstage, and everyone gets a little worried. So are we too harsh on the new kids and too easy on the old kids? Is to me, that's the better question, because if I'm gonna play AEW advocate here,
Mhm.
Brawl Out happens on Saturday.
Yeah.
Wednesday is their next show, and it's a
Yep.
great show.
And to be fair, they haven't had a bad show since. If you watch anything from what they did at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the 2 shows
Great
there,
show.
great
Great shows
shows.
at
I
Arthur
mean,
Ashe.
yo, you had Action Bronson going out there working, okay? Running around, looking like, Taz reincarnated. I don't know, even though Taz was in the back. And obviously he was with the man, that handsome devil Hook. So
I don't know what this is. Don't ignore me. Look, what am I doing?
Look, but they've been putting on some great shows and everything.
Right.
And look, man, look, I love me some Usos. I love me. I'm here for it all day.
We always acknowledge.
But the Lucha Bros,
my
the
dude,
Lucha
man.
Bros. I don't know what my man be throwing up.
Cielo,
that shit's hard. Yeah, let's do that shit.
So I gotta say Cielo, zero fear, miedo.
Oh, okay. I can get down with Cero Miedo. Okay. Let's do it. I know it, but that shit's hard. That shit's hard.
And they've been consistent, and they're a consistent team. Like if we're gonna, we talk about how Jon Moxley's kind of been like the franchise player for AEW.
Really quick, I'm sorry. Can I say this?
Yeah.
I have been hard on Dead Poet Society Mox. I have been hard on him.
Yes.
But I will say, if we have somebody that has been Mr. Consistency, the Cal Ripken Jr. of AEW.
That was a reference. Go ahead, sir.
You like that? You know what I'm saying? You got a little throwback action.
All right now.
He is the Cal Ripken Jr. of AEW. He is consistent. He is solid. He is Mr. Fundamentals right now, and he is exactly what they need. He is a perfect anchor for what they are doing. And you know what? I'm not mad. So salute to Dead Poet Society, Mox. You know me. I'm there. If I fuck up, pimps fuck up sometimes. Okay, shit happens.
Players mess up, G.
It is what it is.
It's all right. No, I think the Lucha Bros.
I am definitely not a pimp or a player of any kind. That's just a phrase. We ain't even gonna play like that. Yo,
SERG
it's just a phrase.
A half a second of thought on that and went, you know what? Hold up. I am not a pimp or player.
I am nothing like that.
Do not let the hair fool you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, light flashing before my eyes.
No, but to me, I think the Lucha Bros have been that for the tag team division or the trios division, whatever you want to call it. Because, and then of course because you have Pac, right? You have Pac with the Lucha Bros as the trios champs, and they were crowned that first Wednesday after, Brawl Out or whatever. And what a perfect choice. Perfect choice. You know what I mean? To do that. So I guess my point, to answer your question, to bring it back around again, I think we are grading the old kids, the veterans, the seniors, if you will. We're grading the seniors on a curve a bit. And then the new kids, I think we, and I'm saying just in general, are a little harsh.
A little hard.
Let's be clear. Worried because we've been spoiled. We have been spoiled for definitely for 3 years, right? With the 2 companies, but then we've been really spoiled this last 2 months that Triple H has been head of WWE and we have AEW. We've been bad spoiled as wrestling fans. We have
as wrestling fans. I dare say there's never been a greater time aside from prime Monday Night Wars to be a wrestling fan.
And if you really think about it, even the quality of both shows are far better now than it was then. You have far less just who booked that and why. We have far less that.
And I'm glad you actually said that, because one thing, and again, the reason we even brought this up, because it's like, have they taken away AEW shine? If you're paying attention, they really haven't. And one thing that I've peeped and that I love is that, and you guys know me, I love Swerve in Our Glory. Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, those are my guys. But one thing that AEW gets right, and they have for a little bit, Tony listens to the crowd. He listens to the crowd. He listens to his audience. He knows what's going on. And he's like, man, if that person is supposed to win, that's who the crowd wants. And now he'll give us a curveball or two. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm still mad about Swole. And a couple other things. Still to this day. Okay. To this day. I feel a way about that shit.
Mhm.
But consistently they've done that. And honestly, they have been on a roll. I'm not even going to say since All Out. I'm going to say they've been on a roll since Forbidden Door.
Yeah,
They have not slowed
absolutely.
down.
Absolutely.
Everything's been going out. And here's the thing: they're creating stars within. We're talking about not only the people that have come over for WWE, you know, not the Adam Cole babies and all the other ones like that. We appreciate that. We appreciate every bit of it. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about the homegrown guys. Or we're talking about the Max Casters. We're talking about the
MJFs,
the MJFs. We're talking about our
Acclaimed,
pretty boy Ricky Stark. You know what I'm saying? We're
Pretty
talking about
Ricky,
that. That's
Will
what we're talking
Hobbs,
about. Will Hobbs. We're talking about these guys that they took from
Darby Allin,
elevation and brought them up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're starting to get that shine.
Jade.
And they're
Sorry, I'm gonna keep
creating their
talking.
own
Nyla
stars.
Rose. Look,
Yeah, and even the women's division that I can't stunt, I've been hard on because it's been pretty shitty. It hasn't been
poorly
fun.
booked. It's been poorly booked.
And even more, it's been really poorly booked, but it seems like they're starting to move some things around, taking Jade's belt and mess. Like I'm interested.
Yeah.
You piqued my curiosity. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here for it at this point in time. So that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm here for that. I'm happy. You know, so they're killing it with that. So salute to AEW and everything that they've been doing because no, man, I'm not like, and let's not get it twisted. Trips has not missed. Triple H is hitting home run after home run, like to the point that every one of these premium live events, you know something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you know something's gonna be. So I'm sorry, please.
No, I was going to say, I just wanted to add to your AEW point and then kind of bring it back around. Like, and for those who may have not been listening from the beginning, by the way, go back to the Scrap News' YouTube channel. The Royal Rundown has its own playlist. You should go ahead and watch all of them, because we got lots of episodes. But if you guys have been listening since the beginning, Serge was not sold on AEW at first. He wasn't even watching it at first. And so I want to point that out on purpose because these are, you know, not everybody's like me who I like both companies almost equally, like essentially equally. There are parts of WWE that I like more than AEW and vice versa, but I am genuinely I watch both brands equally. And I've been to more AEW live shows in the last 2 years than I have WWE shows. I don't think I've actually been to a WWE show since before the pandemic, like live. So,
I've never been.
Right. So we're gonna definitely have to change that in 2023.
Low key. I mean,
you know,
WrestleMania is here.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to make that happen. Like, we definitely gonna have to go to Mania. Like, I don't know how we're gonna do that yet, but we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to make that happen.
We're gonna figure it out, Joey.
Joey. No. We're gonna figure it out. But my point is, like, I genuinely like them both, but I want to point out that Serge leans more WWE, but got sold on AEW. And like that's and I really think that's really important to that's an important flex for that company, because I think there's a lot I think there's a lot of yous. I think there's a lot of folks like you who weren't quite like WWE.
It looks so different, and we've gotten so accustomed to the bells and whistles of WWE. You've gotten used to seeing that, so it's so much more stripped down. It takes you back to honestly old school Raw, not even old school WCW. It takes you back to old school Raw.
Raw is war.
Exactly. That's what it takes you back to that.
Right.
So when you first see it, you're like, "What is this?" And then you know the people in WWE. Even if you don't follow pro wrestling, you know all of the people. You see them. You know, like I didn't watch wrestling. I knew exactly who Roman Reigns was. You know, I knew Seth Rollins. Like I knew and I didn't watch in years. But AEW, I didn't know these guys because they were young and new or from the indies. And when I saw them in my head, they didn't give me what I wanted in a case. Like some of them dudes just look corny. Like especially some of I hate to say it. Look, you guys know me. You see some of these white guys. I'm just like, I don't know. Like what can he do? Like what makes this dude special? I'm not just gonna cheer for him. Like, and then they show me a promo of Kenny Omega hyping a crowd in Japanese. Well, I'm sold. You got me.
Right. And I
Even
mean,
if, you know,
and
so
that
stuff
speaks
like that.
to, but that speaks to 20 years of also conditioning of what you feel like wrestling is supposed to be. And that was WWE,
Hey, and they did a
right?
fantastic job at that.
And they've done a great
Absolutely,
job.
absolutely, absolutely.
One thing WWE is going to always do is they're going to market the hell out of something. And if
Yeah,
the marketing is going to be fly,
on point,
flashy, and eye
on
catching,
point.
you know what I mean? So
I'm
that's
literally wearing a WWE shirt right now.
right.
Yeah,
So like, and that's just because they've been doing it for how long they've been doing it. So again, I always think when people start trying to pit the companies against each other, like
yeah,
you can't. It's almost impossible to do at this juncture because you got the vets and the new kids. And although
yeah,
WWE feels so new right now because of Triple
yeah,
H's
yeah,
creativity,
yeah.
it's still WWE. You know what I mean? Like it's
Absolutely,
still that
absolutely.
machine.
Yeah,
And
and
so I
he's
think
doing
it's
some stuff. He's doing some
yeah,
really
man,
cool
so
stuff
great.
right now. And like honestly,
Yeah.
yo, like, and I say this a lot in combat sports. Granted, pro wrestling is to an extent a cousin of some sort of combat sports and all these other things as well.
Absolutely.
That, you know,
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
And so, but I say in combat sports, it's not a better time to be a fight fan. Boxing,
Mm.
people like saying boxing is dead. No, it is not. Yes, at the highest
No, it
level,
is not.
we don't get some of the fights that we want and should get. But at the end of the day, if we're looking at all the weight classes and we're really a fan of the sport, there's some amazing fights happening in MMA right now. Not only do we have the UFC, we're talking about like how AEW does it so much differently. You have one championship that comes out here, and yes, I live in LA. You
City
know,
living. I
city
remember.
living, yes. But it's like I lost my train of thought. Damn it.
You were talking
Um,
about the sometimes you don't get the fights that you want to get
but
in
I was saying
boxing
we
right
have
now.
one championship. I was like one
Yeah.
championship right now. Also, that it shows a different, like AEW, how it is a different look and feel
Right.
to WWE. You have somebody that does something totally different, and it feels good, and it's like a different. And it's funny because they also have the all black kind of vibe going too, which is it's
Mhm.
vibey. I like it. I
It
like the
is.
aesthetic. I
And it looks
really
good
do.
under lights. It really does look good
It
under lights.
does.
Like it
It
just
does.
makes you feel like it's giving that like you're watching something you're not supposed to be watching kind of feel to
That's why I
it.
love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But it takes you back, like as they say, it harkens back to the days when we did used to we grew up with it. It really does feel like that, and some of
Restoring the
the
feeling.
yeah, and so do some of the cast of characters there, and that's
Sure.
why I enjoy AEW right now. So to kind of put a bow on this point, like this discussion, we got some stuff I want to move on to next. But look, have they taken the shine off? If you're paying attention, it really hasn't.
Right.
All right.
Agreed.
All right, moving right along. Let me ask you this. And if you are watching live right now, currently on the Scrap News YouTube channel, thank you so much. You are currently watching the best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment, the Royal Rundown. And you could also make sure you check us out each and every week, usually on Tuesdays, unless, life happens. But you definitely see us each and every week on Tuesdays right here on the Scrap News. All right. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Speaking of WWE and shit, AEW for that matter,
Yeah.
there have been a lot of comebacks, a lot of returns. Some not as great as others. Some have been pretty epic. Let's talk about them. Who do you we did just have the the White Rabbit, Bray Wyatt, whatever his wizard real name is, Wyndham Rotunda. He's back. We have that. What other aside from him?
Just a wizard.
He's a wizard. Sounds exactly what it sounds like.
Keep on watching Harry Potter, y'all.
That or he sounds Jamaican. Yeah, come on. I'm telling you. Where's the lie?
If you don't leave, Wyndham, Bray Wyatt, we love you, dog. Please ignore him. Like, I hope Bray sees this. I hope he sees this and knows that we love him and we think his name sounds like a wizard. And I hope it makes it to the Wyatt Six. Okay, like
I do too.
Wizard character.
I really do. Yeah, I hope it does. It would be great for them. Look,
goodness.
I'll say this. I mean, we've had some great comebacks.
Right.
Who are you most looking forward to coming back? Like for you, who do you think is next? Who do you want to come back next? And who has been the best to this point?
So I will start with WWE real quick. I want to shout out that Nikki Cross came back last night and on Monday Night Raw as Nikki Cross, not Nikki ASH or whatever. It was Nikki Cross, and yes, like love that so much. Baron Corbin is back as Baron Corbin with JBL.
That's cool.
With a nice return, JBL.
You know what? That's another cool one. JBL is a good one. Another with his MC Hammer pants.
Man, and they said that 2003 suit that JBL had on, child.
He definitely took that shit out of his closet from 2003. Like, absolutely.
Hilarious. You know, and so those have been fun. Obviously, Bailey and the Damage Control. I guess we'll count those, even though it's been a while. For WWE, am looking forward to seeing what happens with Charlotte when she shows back up. I personally
was on the infamous group chat.
I thought I was gonna have another one last night. I knew
gonna have her. Now, I thought it in her hometown. They've been doing the vignettes.
You know what I'm saying?
I was almost with you.
You was with me, and all I'm saying is that the sauce was ready for that. However, I knew that there was a feeling of a comeback of some sort coming too. So I think that's what we were feeling.
Really quick. Can we talk about how terrible that crowd was last night?
Man,
oh my! Charlotte, North Carolina. I usually, first of all, you know me. I don't, the South. Y'all know how I feel in general. But y'all usually come with it. The basketball games be lit. Yeah. Like football games crazy. Yo, that crowd was doo-doo last night.
Bianca Belair and Bailey put on a hell of a main event match. They was whooping each other's ass. And that crowd you could tell it was like trying, but it wasn't giving what it needed to give. And I'm upset. We were definitely in the infamous group chat. Like, why is this crowd trash? Like, this is terrible.
So trash. The performers deserve better last night.
Absolutely.
Okay? They absolutely deserve better.
I'm very much interested in what's going to happen with Charlotte when she returns. Maybe it's a SmackDown situation. I don't know. Actually, I'm stupid. Y'all, it's her and Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, because that's what's so she's coming back on Friday. I thought that actually yesterday because they teased it. They're like, who's it gonna be?
Yeah. I mean, although the Mania match, and maybe this is for later on, and obviously we got months to go, but the Mania match should probably be Becky in Ronda because they haven't had their one-on-one yet. They had a triple threat.
But Charlotte, oh, was that the first one? Did Ronda get her belt the first time with Charlotte?
I think so. We're gonna have to look that up. But
okay.
Ronda and Becky haven't had their one-on-one, so maybe that's what it is when she gets cleared. But yes, I am very much interested to see with Charlotte. I am also always and forever will be on Sasha Naomi watch. I'm going to be on that.
I at this point in time, I've just released it. I'm like,
you just giving it.
Happens. It is gonna happen. Because I feel like for like 90 days straight, like 3 months straight, I sat there and watched.
Ready.
And I thought it was each week. I thought it would come. Like honestly, since Trips came back, that first month I was like, oh, is this time? Is this? Now I'm like, look, man, I just look forward to. And here's the thing, if you're in this space long enough, you understand that information gets around so quick. They can bear you kind of know when something's happening. So I'll hear the chirping, the pigeons will fly by, whatever the hell you want to talk. The streets will be talking.
The wrestling streets is talking.
You know what I'm saying? The Twitter sphere will be twittering.
The Twitterverse
will be twittering. You know what I'm saying? So we'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
And when I say I'm always on Sasha Naomi watch, I don't care where they show up. I'm just always on Sasha and Naomi watch, just so I could be like this every time.
Absolutely.
Forever, always, right? Yeah. So in AEW side, I'm very, 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 very interested in Kenny Omega's specifically. I know the whole elite with the Bucks and stuff. I am not a Bucks girl. They cool, but I don't really like. I'm usually more interested in whatever they're involved in and not necessarily them in it, if that makes sense. Yeah, so the Bucks are cool.
I appreciate the Young Bucks, but I'm not a Young Bucks fan.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like, absolutely. I appreciate what they do. I appreciate even what they did historically what they mean for
right.
tag
The
teams
business and all that.
and the
Absolutely.
business and everything. I appreciate it, but it just ain't for me.
Same.
Y'all can keep your super kick party. I don't need no super kicks. I don't need none of that.
But I'm very interested in Mr. Omega's return.
Oh, I need super kicks.
I'm very interested in Mr.
Too.
Omega's return.
I am too. I could genuinely say that.
Yeah, genuine, because I don't know where, like, it's one of those things where I'm not even sure where he fits, but wherever it is, it's going to be interesting. Like, it's just going to be interesting. So I'm very, very like, that's going to be interesting.
I got a return.
Go.
I got some returns.
What is it?
Because you already passed the WWE, so I can say this.
Okay.
Two big returns that I'm waiting for. First, Cody Rhodes. I am looking for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Yes.
That I cannot wait to see Cody Rhodes. That is going to be the returns. Now, granted, my next one is two people in one because I think it's going to be closer to a Mania thing, but I would be happy when they come back. And I'm thinking already next year, not this year, but I'm looking forward to it. The Rock and Big E. I'm saying those. Those are the guys those are the returns that I am looking forward to.
Now
Cody, The Rock, Big E.
You already know I agree with all of them. You know that.
Well, Cody's returns are going to be huge because he automatically, I think, gets placed right back into that title picture as that big name guy. And I'm curious to see how he is now with Triple H, somebody who we know how much he admires Triple H. We understand this.
Cody's got to win the Rumble. If he's
Cody's
cleared,
got to win the Rumble.
If he's cleared,
he has
it's
to
the
win
Rumble.
the Rumble. Yeah.
Right?
And like, I still think he should take one of those belts off of Roman. I think he should be the guy.
Unless.
Okay.
So, Streets has been saying.
Been talking.
That,
yes.
That WWE is restructuring their premium live event schedule for 2023.
Yep.
And so they're taking some of the gimmick themed ones off the table, right? Like Hell in the Cell, etc. Right? I think the first one that needs to come off the table is Money in the Bank, because you need to put Money in the Bank on at Mania.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad if Cody wins Money in the Bank at Mania.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's easy. It works.
Because
it works.
And then
it feels old school.
And it feels old school. And it also, I feel like, all right, rock with me here. We didn't even talk about this, y'all. Rock with me here. So if they bring Money in the Bank back and put it back on Mania, where it was originally, where it was dope, because have it kick off. It's the first match of Mania.
Okay.
Cody wins. Yes?
Of course. Yeah.
Cody wins.
Yep.
I don't want Roman versus Rock to have a title involved, but let's just say it does.
You know what? That is a perfect way to do it. Because we're not giving The Rock this fucking belt. We're definitely not going to do it to him because he's in and out. So, granted, I think well, you know what? Yeah, it doesn't does it show the cards too much? Does it make it too obvious?
No, because I don't think most people would expect someone to cash in, especially the male Money in the Bank winner. We've seen it with the woman. Liv did it literally 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I don't think people are going to expect to see Cody twice that night.
Because they'll make it like a hard match. Because knowing Cody, because he's like a masochist, so he's going to go out there and just beat the shit out of himself, make it look like he can't come back, and then limp his ass in there and put on like this Mick Foley-esque performance and shit.
On top of that, we have to remember that Roman Reigns has been champion for 7,682 years at this point.
And he should continue.
And he should unless
Until
we
he
find a
don't want
way,
it no more.
unless we find a cool way to separate the titles, right? He's going to have at least one title at Mania still, right?
Yeah.
And let's just
As well he should.
as well he should, right? And it's gonna we got to do the Rock versus Roman. We have to. It has to happen. Rock is going to retire. Okay, Rock is going to be inducted
so we can
into
put him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
Rock is going to be in the Hall of Fame the night before.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then boom, they're going to do the Rock versus Roman match. It's going to be amazing. And you know, Roman's going to win. But
I smell what you're cooking.
But he's going to be beat down because it's Rock, right? They got to make it.
Yeah.
It's a fight for the head of the table, right? So it's got to be a match, right? Rock's
Absolutely.
he's gonna get his goodbye. He gonna go off or whatever, and then Cody's gonna come on down with that rest.
Yeah.
And it's going to write Roman off TV for a minute because he'd be off TV anyway.
Yeah. It works. And that's why we always say that you should be up there writing for him. But I mean, hey, you know, what do I know? What do I know?
I just think it would be fun. And I'm also just thinking of the moments. Like that's just Mania in years past, right? Of course, they switched it to 2 days, which has very much helped. But you've got so much of Mania sometimes that just feels unnecessary.
Right.
But when you have like those are real big moments. And like, and Triple H, as we've seen so far, loves a lovely thread throughout a show.
Yes, he does. And you know what, yo, that has made it so fun.
To
be honest with you, it has made it so fun to sit there and watch. Like, for instance, like this past week, you know, Johnny Gargano, right?
Right. He was the main character this week. Cute.
Yeah. Coming in and out. It was so much fun to be able to see him do that. And then you're getting to see some of your characters that you love to see. I mean, the week before, like Ali, you know, Mustafa out there doing this thing, you know, and consistent coming back, and we're getting people that we wouldn't expect in major storylines. I mean, even getting, you know, the Bullet Club of Jace, them coming back,
right?
You know, is great. And I mean, so okay, I got one for you. Let's transition. Because I think we have some great returns. We all know the main culprits and everything what we want. But one thing that's been really made it fun has been the storylines for both AEW and WWE. There's been some fun storyline things going on. I think more than we've had for a very long time.
We're really spoiled as wrestling fans.
We're really spoiled right now in wrestling to the point that I'm watching a 3-hour show like on the edge of my seat, like
on a Monday.
Come on, tired as hell. I'm ready to go to bed. It's been I want to go. You know what I'm saying? So there's been some great like little threads and storylines, but they need amazing, you know, 2 opposing sides.
Right.
So what right now are in your mind the top 5 feuds going in pro wrestling right now?
Ooh. Okay. Top 5 feuds in pro wrestling.
Yeah. Oof. In sports entertainment. Yeah.
And all of it.
Okay. And let's be fair. If we can you could only think of 3, or if we got to come up with 5 together. But yes, 5. We're shooting for 5.
Although I think it's been a little extended. I think Bianca Bailey. I think Brock and Bobby is gonna, even though I think it's not here for a long time. It's only here for it's here for a good time, not a long time. But Brock and Bobby, I think, is a good ass feud.
Right.
At least I'm the most interested in it. Jade Cargill and Nyla Rose, very much interested in that.
That is a good one.
And it's a goofy one. It's goofy, but I love it.
Goofy wrestling
for the win.
For the win. And we are starting to get goofy wrestling with storyline that makes sense. What? Right. Yo, you have me. If pro wrestling is more of that consistently, fam. Locked in.
And to this point, and I'm not gonna count this. Well, maybe I will. I don't know. But the feud with Dexter Lumis, The Miz, that now has Johnny Gargano involved. That's goofy, right? It's goofy.
Yeah. Yep.
But it has the potential real cool, like very slightly to get very serious.
Yeah.
And you've got The Miz, who's been in the game for a gazillion years at this point.
Yep.
You've got Johnny Gargano, who is obviously the best wrestler out of the three, and then you've got Dexter Lumis with this, who's got this interesting character. He doesn't really say much, but you've got the Miz and Johnny Gargano there, so you don't really have to.
He
It's
has
just a
presence,
really nice.
He has
he's got
presence, and he has like good comedy timing.
Absolutely. So I feel like that's a good example of like goofy wrestling with storyline. All Johnny said to us last week was that Miz needs to tell the truth about something. We still don't know what the heck it is.
Yo, you know what's great? You see how they teased Ciampa and Gargano getting back together.
DIY coming back for the win, please and thank you.
Yeah, he was like, "You're not his real friend." I texted him and I was like, "Well, they just gonna
did
say
you know?
that."
Did you know?
I was like, it was cool. Okay, well, look, those are great. Was that 5? No, it's 4.
Sure. And then, I feel like I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the AEW feud with JS or Jericho's Appreciation Society and all of and it's really just Jericho and all of the former Ring of Honor champions. I think that's interesting. I think they need to do. I think they could do a little bit more with letting us know, like, why it's important a little bit. They're trying, and everyone wants to know what the truth is exactly, sis. Like, I thought, but it's interesting. I'm still kind of like, okay, who's the next? I do like that fact that every week or so, Jericho's fighting a new former Ring of Honor champion, so we do get a new person on our screen. That's really dope.
That's someone who's talented.
Yes. Well. It hasn't. It's kind of started, but not really started. Bryan Danielson and the Blackpool Combat Club Wheeler Yuta thing. I think that's gonna be a really great one.
We're getting a heel, Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan, whatever.
A heel BD is great,
and you see it coming, and
he's so good at it.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
So
okay, so the ones that I know I'm looking forward to, or I would say the best feuds in my opinion in pro wrestling right now, in no certain order, right?
Right.
I have to go with Jey Uso, Sami Zayn.
Yes.
That right there.
How dare I be disrespectful? No, that was disrespectful to me. That's the best. That is the best feud happening in pro wrestling. Period. Point blank in the story.
It's incredible. It is.
I don't know how. It
is like I'm talking about some of the best television I watch. Is watching the interactions between Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Yo, them boys is out there doing work, yo. And acting, okay? The motherfuckers is acting. And I am enjoying every bit of it. They are, y'all forgot. Main event Jey Uso, not even forgot. Yo, he stepped his game up. In every capacity. I mean, he's gotten in better shape. Mm-hmm. He is, you can tell he's taking it really, seriously, because he's even in better shape now than when he went against Roman in that I Quit match for the title
2 years ago today, actually.
You see, look at that. You know what I'm saying? So going out there and like watching him do what he does, it's really like. Everyone's talking about Sammy, and rightfully so. Sammy's the fucking man, and Sammy's getting. But Sammy needs a dance partner, and needs somebody to. I always respect the straight man in the that character in that kind of balance. Everybody wants to love Sami Zayn, the guy that everyone wants to boo and stuff. Watching him work and really be the heel is awesome. So that's one. Like the dynamic between them is amazing. I have
to add that Solo and Jimmy are playing their parts.
I mean,
to perfection in this.
Perfection. And
so
they drop
this would not
things.
This would not be as entertaining if everyone wasn't locked in, and they are.
Jimmy with the handshake. And being the jovial Jimmy, and then, Solo being the stoic. And it's funny because you see real Solo come out sometimes. You see Mr. Fatu come out sometimes. and Cepha be out there starting to giggle, and you see him pull himself back in. Like you see it. and it's cool to be able to really watch all of them interact together because you know
Yeah.
they're having the time of their lives.
A
You
ball.
can see it like yo, they literally like, yo, we grew up playing like this. Like, I mean, like, yo, wouldn't it be cool? And they're really out there doing it.
They
And
grew up watching their pops and their uncles
come
and they,
on,
do this
come
and they
on. They
and
watch the bloodline.
it's so fly to see them like not just doing it right, but just like exceeding it. It's
Being the
so
best thing in professional
they're the
wrestling.
bar at the moment, and
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. Like again, we Pisces be feeling stuff. So like we really like so it does. It's just that extra layer of like this is so dope to watch because
It's
it
great.
means a lot to them. Like
Yeah.
in a familiar kind of way. So it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's awesome to see. I love it, and like I said, acknowledging that like you hear him, oh, that's my brother, and it's really
And like
his
it
real
really
life
is like
brother, you
they
know.
whole they DNA shared. They got
But
that.
the cool thing is also, again, and the reason I love this feud is because we all know that he's gonna turn on Sami Zayn.
It's
They're all
gonna
gonna
be
turn on
so
him.
great.
It's gonna be so great, and the
It's gonna
thing
be so
about it
great.
is they're setting him up because again, and again, infamous group chat, we were talking about it. Who is the one that had to earn his way in? Who's main event Jay? Who has been the right hand man the whole time? Has been his number one guy. Was always Jay. So it's a great way to twist it back and be like, you think I was gonna go Jay's? It's main event Jay. Like it's you know what I'm saying. So whenever that happens, and it's gonna be great because you know who's gonna turn on him first. It's going to be Solo.
Right.
It's
Right.
going to be Solo and Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's going to be Solo and Jimmy
And
to do
Jay's
it.
gonna get to really step in like that main event Jay Uso part is gonna really be like
It's going to be
he's
great.
gonna really show off that mafioso type thing. And it's gonna be great. It's
Yeah.
gonna be so fly.
It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. And realistically, well, now it's a little early for that because I was going to say it would have been a great way to have The Rock step in as the head of the table and start doing that kind of stuff. They're showing a little dissension, but it's too early for that at this point. Well, it's not really too early for that. They could actually start playing with that. I think it's maybe a month too early if that was the case. But
yeah, we're not gonna see any we're not gonna see The Rock till 2023 if
yeah,
like,
and that's what I'm saying. It's just like trying to see what they're because now I'm thinking that
it'd be nice,
with
but we're not gonna
this,
see
like
until
what's
2023.
gonna happen with like the Jey Uso thing. Like now I'm curious, but okay, moving on. That's the first one that I say I'm really I really enjoy. I'll be honest with you, and because it really hasn't the second one I've really enjoyed, the feud that I've really enjoyed has been Sheamus versus Gunther. I have fucking loved that feud. The way that those guys have been going at it and the matches that they put on together. I mean, they literally have what 2 of the top 5 matches of the year so far. Realistically,
at contenders at least.
Come on.
I mean, they're not Clash of the Castle because that was Sheamus and Drew actually, but Sheamus and Gunther. That first one, Sheamus and Gunther one, is gonna be on everybody top 10, 5 list of the year.
Gotta
like
give
it's definitely
Gunther
happening.
not Gunther, Sheamus some props this year. Sheamus is like a dark horse for like wrestler of the year, low key.
Sheamus has had first of all, a really consistent career is the best way I can put it, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like this with not just wrestling, but with a lot of different professions, especially in entertainment, when you can coast is not the right word. I'm gonna use it right now, but when you can be consistent and you can consistently coast and be placed, that's really like a position player, right? And utility, like you're a really good utility player.
Yo,
you can be
what
placed.
A great way to play! Absolutely, he is your 5 tool guy.
And when you're a great utility player, you can be placed in a star spot at any time.
At any time. Yep.
And Sheamus has been a really great utility player for a decade or something like that. Yep. And then and for him to be right here, to be here with Gunther and almost, I don't want to say, I don't like calling it a resurgence of him, but just it's very similar to kind of how Kofi was. The fans were like, wait, we do like him. He's been around for a minute and we do like him. It's almost like it's just a reminder to the fans, almost like, you know what, we've been you've been with us for this long. This is the time we're gonna start yelling for you now. Like it's that's an organic thing. That's something you can't plan as much, right? And
for sure.
I think I hate to bring this up with this, but I think that's something that Drew McIntyre is gonna catch, not now, but he will get eventually.
Okay.
I think that Drew is a consistent wrestler as well.
Right.
I just think that they've placed him in certain things right now that aren't, and they haven't hit the way that
I don't
they wanted
know,
it
man.
to hit.
I'm sorry, I'm not sold on Drew, yo.
They haven't hit yet. It hasn't hit
yet. Look. You know what? I think Drew is one of those guys. You know what? No, I'm not here to shit on Drew. All right, look. I'm gonna say this about Sheamus. One thing you hit it on the head. Sheamus, Mr. Consistency. Oh my
Very
God.
much so. Yeah.
And the thing is, when he first started, he almost looks like a guy, right? You almost see his gimmick and stuff, and it's almost too on the nose. So you're just kind of like, I don't know about this guy, right? At least
his old theme music was a banger, though. His old theme music was a banger, though.
Oh, hey, he got swag, and I think that's what gets it. Once you actually start watching consistently, you see what he does, kind of day in and day out. Yeah. You're like, and then you watch him wrestle, and you're like, damn, he can really perform, especially for a guy because he's just as big as Drew. He is huge. You just don't realize how big he is because he is so pale and pasty. The light reflects off of him differently.
Can confirm he is huge. He definitely almost ran into me at walking out of Whole Foods one time.
You see? Just ginormous. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Doesn't even know where he's going. Just a monster. He does have a really dope workout series with other pro wrestlers that he does. It's cool. And I like being able to see these guys like personalities and everyone's personalities. Really, really dope. But that's the other one. That's my second one. I have really loved that one.
Good shout.
You know what, man, I like Jericho Appreciation Society, and not just Blackpool Combat Club, but also Eddie Kingston and them. You know what I'm saying?
That's my dog.
So that feud with them, JAS versus everybody, I guess I'll say pretty much. So I've really enjoyed those current because that's still ongoing. So I really enjoy what's going on with those also. So I guess that would be, and again, these are no particular order. I'm just telling my three that I think are dope. Look, man, it hasn't gone anywhere, but because it still hasn't been resolved. The Judgment Day, what they're doing, my boy Dom. Okay, and look. I know Ferg, I think, listens to the show because all of a sudden he started tweeting my boy Dom a couple of days ago, and I was like, you see, I know he was a fan. But boy Dom, and first of all, I love Domio because the audacity, the unmitigated gall.
Y'all, Sergio really loves Dom, though. He is a full-blown Dominic Mysterio fan.
Full-blown Dominic Mysterio fan.
Full-blown. I need y'all to understand that as soon as Dom hits the screen, Serge is in the group chat talking about my boy Dom, all caps, claps in the middle, fire emojis. He is very excited.
You know what? Hey, but low key, there are a couple young wrestlers that I actually do get excited for like that. Dom is one of them. I lost my damn my camera. Hold up, we're gonna fix this. But Dom is definitely one of them. Somebody else who's one of them as well is oh man, the lighting on that camera is terrible. Goddamn. Oh.
I was like, come on, shots. We got camera cuts. What? Let me find out the Royal Rundown got studios set up. No. We have a 2-camera shoot, Yo,
what you saying? I'm trying. I'm gonna get that shit
set out up. Here.
I had 3 cameras and shit, being this motherfucker by myself, pressing buttons and shit. But that what they're doing, Dom, honestly, him going out there with the Eddie Guerrero shit was hilarious. It's so funny. And the thing is, it's great because it's obnoxious and the crowd hates it. And he's just saying it to be obnoxious. This shit's hilarious. And here's the thing. I don't know why it for instance, it wasn't hidden when Theory does it for me. When Theory does that shit, it just don't hit like that, right? But when Dom's doing irritating shit, it's hilarious to me. Like, I see it because, I mean, you know what it is? Like, I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
I really see what he's doing. And I appreciate watching somebody learn and go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts. Yeah.
and watching him do it and really learn in real time. And we have to remember, people are like, oh, I don't like his facial expressions and shit. He learned everything. He's known by some motherfucker wearing a mask. So how you expect his goddamn facial expressions to be better? Like, come on.
Nah, I'm dead.
Like, so you have
speaking
that.
of his face. Wait, speaking of his face, though, I forgot. Maybe I just kind of took it out my brain. Or probably because I took it out of my brain. So there was a moment in the late 90s. In WCW where Rey Mysterio lost the match and he lost his mask. He had to. It was like a mask versus mask match or whatever.
Yep.
And
he didn't
he
want
actually
to do it. He stayed. And
right.
Eric Bischoff to this day says he wishes he didn't do it. Kevin Nash was the one that pulled the mask off.
Right. Thank you. And
you're welcome.
I forgot. I knew this happened, but I forgot that there was a stint.
Wrestling fan.
Listen, I forgot that there was a stint of maskless Rey Mysterio hanging out with the No Limit Soldiers, yelling hootie hoo and stuff.
Yo, Ray,
I forgot.
If y'all don't know, going back to, because they called him the Giant Killer back then, because he was going out.
Was that WCW? I thought that was later on in WWE.
No, I thought that was WCW. Well, I remember he was something, but and it's funny because he was a fucking heel going out there, little as hell, looking like a little thug.
You're right. You're right. And that's literally the only time he's been a heel in his entire career.
And he was amazing.
But
and he'd murk everybody. He'd go out there with Conan.
Yes, with Conan. And so
Conan.
what I'm saying is I forget how much Dominic actually looks like his dad, because Dominic is
just like him. Look just like him. Yeah.
Compared to Ray, right?
Yeah.
And then when that clip popped up on my timeline, I was like, oh God, that is really Dominic's daddy. Like that's Dom.
Oh, there's no mistaking it.
That is
just like Ray.
And he kind of sound like him too.
So I was like, just like Ray.
I was like, oh, right. Them jeans was jeaning, honey. And so when I say all of that to say, Dominic is entertaining me right now, but I am very curious. I'm really interested to see his continued evolution and improvement and all of that, and definitely seeing his swagger and his confidence improve has been really fun to watch. Another second generation wrestler, well, I don't know if you can count her as second generation, because she's part of the family, but Miss Ava Raine did debut on NXT. That is The Rock's daughter,
part of the bloodline.
So another one. Another one. And it's gonna be really I think it's really cool to see this.
The bloodline could fuck around and be like the Bullet Club.
If they wanted to, if there's enough of them,
they absolutely should, and just be a whole crew, like a whole. Just every time a family, you let them go through NXT. You let them figure it out.
Do they thing over there
individually for a year or so, year or two, when they ready. No, damn that. I know how you see how they do them. She's the only one. They make them go to the indies first. You play a couple years there, then you NXT, because that's how they did it. Cepha.
Yeah, and I think there's another Jacob.
And that's
Jacob
why
Fatu is somewhere running around the indies right now.
Yeah, he ain't up, isn't he?
No, he's in Ring of Honor. Is he in Ring of
Honor? No. He's in fucking New Japan, isn't he?
He's in New Japan.
We're
gonna let's do this in real time.
Yo, I'm telling you.
Jacob Fatu is in MLW currently.
This guy's my Like the other camera went out. Like my battery died, and I have to do the laptop camera. And
It's
Jesus,
okay.
this has
It's all
my
right.
face looking awful. The
Oh,
lighting in here,
Serge,
Jesus.
you are right. You are right. Look, we're being, again, I think the theme of today's show is that we are very spoiled as wrestling fans at the moment.
Oh,
There's
it's
an
crazy. Wait,
of
I
quality stuff.
I only got what was that, my third?
I thought that was your fifth, child.
No,
Go ahead.
I said Jay and Sammy.
Right.
I said what's it called? I
You
don't even
said
remember my
Gunther and
first
Sheamus.
episode.
Gunther and
Gunther and
Sheamus.
Sheamus. Yep, we just talked about each of them. And my third one was this one.
Okay, you right? My bad.
You try to take my picks away. You try to close the show out.
You know what? I would never do that.
See, and here's the thing.
I
okay,
know who run this show. That's you, son.
Look, okay, so I'll say this, and I do want to give AEW some props, and I say, honestly, it's hard for me because I'm thinking about. I feel like feuds. What feuds that I really enjoyed there, especially recent. If you go through it, it's hard to. Yeah, I could say the Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory. You know what? I'll say that. I'll say Acclaimed and Swerve in Our Glory because, and the reason I'll say that is because they've had 3 pretty solid matches.
Facts.
That's definitely yeah. So I will give them that. So I'll say that'll be my 4th pick. Will be Swerve in Our Glory in them, and I do want to give. I'm not trying to just stick it all with WWE because but man, let me think.
I got an AEW one real quick.
Who you got?
It's kind of over. It's disappeared for a minute, but it was really good. But Pretty Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs was a hell of a feud.
Oh, that's the one. There it is. They thank you. That one there was. I mean, I love that feud. It seems like they halted it for a little bit, but oh man, I love that feud, and I really hope we get to see Ricky in the titles picture soon.
Yeah, and and this is no shade to like Punk and MJF and any feud Moxley's had this year. Like I think those get enough shine, but we wanted to talk about some ones that don't get more.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't say those because those didn't interest me. They didn't. What like that?
Punk that MJF was good as hell. That was good as hell.
Punk MJF, but when I was thinking, I feel like that was like last year. Like I feel like I was thinking
that's because Brawl Out felt like it happened. Brawl Out felt like it happened in '97. That's how.
Yeah, straight up. Like that shit just felt so long ago. I didn't even think about that. Like, and literally, I was gonna say it, but I was just like, nah. Like that happened too long ago. Because I did want to say like Punk versus everybody. Like that's actually, what? There it is. That's been my favorite feud. Is Punk versus everybody. Punk versus AEW.
Punk versus pro wrestling.
Yo, because low key, is Punk the most hated man in pro wrestling
at the moment?
Like don't nobody like Buddy. Like, and I don't know if he's look. Hey man, I met him once. He seemed cool, but somebody also tried to tell me about Dana White. And I was like, all right, what does that mean to me? You know what I mean? So hey, I don't know.
You know how we feel about Brawl Out over here. Get them grown ass men is about to let all of this money go down the drain over some ego, and it's foolish.
Yo, it's so silly. Yo, the
it's
meme,
so foolish.
We're talking about Tony Khan hitting CM Punk with the HBK to Ric Flair. Like that one. I love you. I'm sorry. Giggle my ass off. Giggles my ass off.
It was pretty funny.
Yo, salute to HBK and what he's doing with NXT right now.
Wesley, North American champ. Lit.
Yo, that is awesome. I really enjoy Wesley. I like what he's doing. I like him solo also. Doing his thing by himself. He has a fun style. I'm happy to see more guys like Ricochet, guys like that kind of style who can really get busy. Mustafa, all those dudes. In the OG of it at this point in time, Finn Balor, watching Finn go out there, watching Fergal go out here, get busy. And And people don't realize, like, when he was first hitting the scene, yo, he was like the only dude doing shit like that, like really going at it and having like a versatile ass game. And that's the one thing I really like about him. It's like his game is so versatile. He's such a fucking good wrestler, and
Urkel
he
is amazing.
so great as a heel. I mean, truly, I say it all the time. Y'all know how I feel about the Tribal Chief. Y'all know how I feel about a couple other people too. But Ferg, that's one
his
of my
wrestler.
guys.
That's Surge's wrestler of the year, low key. Like lowest of lowest keys. That's his Surge's wrestler of 2022. Yo, we got a couple more months left. You got like 2 months left.
I'm trying to think like my favorite like current like of this generation's wrestlers.
That's your 2.
That's definitely
1.5 next to Roman.
Yeah. Those dudes. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, my boy Dom could be there soon.
Don't you even do that. Look, now you healing it up like Dom right now. Just healing it all up.
What you mean?
Talking about he my number one best wrestler.
Yo.
He beat AJ Styles.
I don't wear this shirt for I work it's for Dom.
You better shimmy it up for Latino Heat, okay? One time for Eddie Guerrero. I can't.
Let's go. Yo, I did see some random clips of today. Speaking of Eddie on Twitter today, and it's just like you randomly see like Eddie Guerrero videos, which is wild, right? Like just like out of all wrestlers, but it showed this clip of him in '97, and they're like just watching the intensity and how he wrestled people. Like, yo, that '97 WCW when he had the belt, the cruiserweight strap, yo. That dude was go back and watch some of that shit. Like smooth. That dude's putting on shows.
Ain't nothing smoothness. Like everything was just like a dance move. They call them dance partners to each other. Like it really looked like he was dancing out there a lot of times. It was just beautiful.
He was so dope. Like truly. I mean, y'all already know he's my GOAT. Like people like John Cena. I fuck with Cena. Cena's cool. You know, and I get it. He sells a lot, and he did everything there. I mean, Cena was great. I don't want to take nothing away from Cena. I don't think there was anybody ever. And like I said, I've gone back, and you know what? I need to watch more. Even though, and I guess I gotta do my research. I be trying, y'all. I be taking notes.
Come on, notes.
You know what I'm saying? I be trying. I want to go back, and I need to watch some of what's it called? Not HBK. Bret Hart. I gotta watch some Bret Hart.
Yes, you do. I gotta watch some Bret Hart. Yes, you. Especially since you like Dax Harwood now.
Yeah.
So if you since you like Dax and FTR, and you like DIY too.
Speaking of some good stuff, that's gonna be a great match we have coming up on Wednesday. We got FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory. Yo, that is gonna be that has
that's a pay-per-view potential. That is match, amazing. And I hate that we're getting it for free, but then I love that we're getting it for free. So like, I'm not mad.
I love it. I like that's what we deserve, damn it. Okay. That is what we deserve.
We are spoiled wrestling fans these days. So we'll take it.
Yo, let me ask you this before we get out of here. We talked about that. You know what? No, I gotta save it. You
can't do that. You can't do that now, Serge. Come on.
All right, real quick. But I'm telling you, I want this to be quick. All right.
Okay.
I want to get your thoughts on Swerve. I know you felt like you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was trying to move on.
You're right. That was my bad. You're right.
You know what? Well, let's put a bow in it. Look, I'm sorry. I don't like doing this to y'all, but I'm going to have to put a bow in it. You guys are going to have to tune in next week. It might be a cliffhanger. I might do you like some of them old 90s shows and just never talk about it again. And you'll be like, what did they used to talk about? What happened back when? Who knows? Who cares?
Like, you know what?
It is
our
what
bad.
It is.
Vince Russo was booking the show this week, so never mind.
That's what it was. Yo, Vince Russo produced this episode. That's what happened. So y'all ain't gonna hear about nothing.
No shade to Vince Russo. I mean, I don't know you, sir, but you was funny.
That shit is hilarious. All right. Look, with that being said, that's all the time we have today. We want to thank everybody who's watching live here on the Scrap News' YouTube channel. You can catch us here, the best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment, the Royal Rundown right here. I am one happy hosting duo, Serge Vicente. As always, my sister from another mister right here, Miss Dre Day. Miss Dre Day, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me at Miss Dre20 on Twitter, Miss Dre Day on Instagram. I don't be talking about nothing. I just be there. So come and talk about nothing and be there with me. All right.
Hey, look. And you guys know me at SERG VICENTE. They also check me out at the Fight Podcast. Everything we're doing over there is dope. As you see, yeah, Miss Dre has fantastic merch, fantastic mugs. We have all that good stuff. Please go out there and check them out today. Like, share, subscribe, not only to hear the Royal Rundown, the scrap news, to the Fight Pod and everything we do. Before we get out of here, we always leave you, as we do each and every week, from wise words from the poet, the Puerto Rican man from the BX, who brought us the likes of none other than the legendary Big Pun, one of the best A&Rs in the history of hip hop. This man here is somebody that actually came from the streets, brought himself up, and really has an eye not only for music but life. Listen to the words of Fat Joe.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's